Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you. Hi, this is Shodadeep here, and thanks for joining into the session. We have been 5 minutes delayed due to technical glitch. We could not actually see the panel totally, so we could not open the uh, webinar for today. But we will now start. One more important thing is that actually it is a sad part that due to some medical issue, Vivek sir will not be able to conduct today's second half. So the entire session would be uh, uh, taken by me. Don't worry, nothing very much serious. Hopefully everything will be fine. But actually, he has to attend doctor for someone in the family. So so please. From that part, I will be taking the second half, and let us begin. So before going ahead with the session, I just hope that all of the members in your family, all of you, are well and safe in this environment. Uh, Hopefully, my audio is, am I audible to all of you? Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, I wish that all of you are well because of the kind of environment we are having regarding COVID around us, and really difficult times because everybody knows someone in very close family who is not anymore. So we are in a kind of a state mental shock due to this pandemic, the way it has panned out. But we have to move on, and life has to go on. So just for that, we have to move on, and we have to do our work. And from that angle, we have to also look at the market, and also if we have positions, we have to manage them or enter new trades. So let me ask you, how was the last week for all of you? How was the last week for all of you? Traded, made money? Most people are saying that they made money. I'm very happy. So how many of traded BHEL, BHEL? BHEL traded? BHEL had a stellar rally. Okay. And how many exited the metal stock when on Monday evening in both the club and the TMP? I told that metals is due for a partial profit booking. How many of you actually exited the metal stocks at around that time? Okay, you short also and earned also in metal. Great, Vinit Mahajanji. So great. And how many of you traded the Kaveri seed stock? Not many. Kaveri seed you did not trade. Kaveri seed had a spectacular move since we mentioned. I will show how Kaveri seed behaved. And how many of you traded the UPL stock? That was again Tuesday evening. I gave the the UPL stock, and I'm sorry that I could not share today because there was so much rush into the club. But BHEL and UPL I shared both in the club, and they actually rallied handsomely. Uh, about today's stock, we actually gave a stock extra in the TMP because I could not have time to post it into the club. I'm sorry for that, but there were so many questions coming from the TMP members that I could not get the time to post there. But how many of you traded the Asian Paint stocks stock today. How many made money out of it? When I gave it, it was 2725. It went to 2830, 2840 kind of level, I think. Nobody traded Asian Paints? No, in the club I did not give it, but TMP members, you did not trade. Oh ho! But Asian Paints also had a great rally. I could not get time to actually post it, and by the time stock actually rallied very sharply. Uh, by the time I was answering some question. So let us look at the texture of the market. Let us start with the global market as we do every week. Okay. So this is the global market. Let me talk about what is happening in the global scenario right now. First, as we do on every week, start with the bond yield. Now see, US bond yields were coming down, right? US bond yields were coming down. In between, there was a up move, but suddenly there was a spike. You see, from 1.47, which was quite low level, 48 level, it went to almost 1.7, right? So why did this happen? Anybody can answer why did this happen? This also I posted in both the club and in the group also. Why did it happen? Inflation, yes. US inflation came, retail inflation in April came at 4.2%. See, 4.2% is a huge number for a country like USA. This is their highest inflation after 2008. What happened in 2008? Subprime mortgage bubble. After that, this is the highest inflation that happened. What happened? 4.2% inflation. And we know all the copper prices, the food prices that are going up, and we discussed this quite a lot that food prices, copper prices are going up, the metal prices, zinc prices, paddy prices. Paddy prices are still okay, but if you talk about soybean, if you talk about uh, wheat, you talk about corn, all of them have doubled. So due to this, the inflation is going up, and that's why to manage that, Fed may increase interest rate, and in that fear, market had this kind of a day. This is the day actually when inflation number came on, and it had a phenomenal rally. In bond terms, yield going up from 1.6 to 1.7 is a huge thing for a single day in US term. Okay, so this happened. Now, when this was happening, the bond was going up at the same time in the fear of rate rise, inflation, because when rate rises, what happens? That cost of money increases. If cost of money increases, then a lot of money won't be invested into equities. And the businesses that are borrowing, they will be borrow at a higher cost. So this was a fear, and you can see the sharp sell-off the market saw from almost 35,000 level. It went to almost 33,270 in a span of 4 days. So almost 6-7% correction in a Dow happened, and after that you can see yesterday it pulled back to the mid Bollinger, and today it is just at the middle. Okay, so there is no way to say that what will happen right now, because if I see the RSI in the Dow Jones is also around 50. So you cannot predict what is going to happen. Possibly my guess is 34,288 it can go once, but if it stays below 34,000, uh, probably we may see a down move. On the other hand, above 34,050, market would go up. And all the global market would synchronize according to that, global equity markets. Okay. Now, let us look at the dollar index. Okay. Now, dollar index is the main important thing for a country like India because if the rupee weakens, if the dollar index goes up quite a bit, then what will happen? That people will park everything into dollar, and there will be more of a fear into the market, and market will fall. But what we can see, market is approaching the previous lows in the dollar index. It was around 89, and it is right now around 90.4, but there is a possibility it will come at 89. Now, if I look at a very longer term picture of dollar index, because it is doesn't move very widely, so I will be able to see that we are right now possibly forming a kind of a triangle. If 88 is breached, we can see a sharp fall. In that case, all the global asset classes may rally or inflation will also go up. Okay. Now, if I compare this with the gold chart, because gold is a very, when inflation goes up, dollar index falls, generally gold goes up. So if I compare that, you can see that the gold is outperforming, like from 2019 only it has outperformed. If I come to the daily chart also, you will see in the very near term also it is outperforming, right? So it is going up from -2 to -4, and it is coming down, okay, zero level. So both are negative, but this is in the very recent terms, since 1st of April, the dollar index is weakening and the gold is going up. Now, this is a very difficult situation to say that whether there will be a bounce in dollar. If there is a bounce in dollar, be assured that if the dollar bounces back towards this level of 92, 92.5, there would be good amount of sell off in global equities. But on the other hand, if the dollar index actually falls, you may say you may see that all the global risk asset rally uh, along with the gold. Now let us look at the uh, crude oil. Okay, so I'm coming back to the crude oil here. And crude oil, if I look at a weekly chart, I can let me go to the daily chart better. So I have posted the chart in the club also today, and I have posted into the TMP also. So what I try to say is that this is a kind of a support level that 6350 we had. Below 6350 it will fall to 61, but above 6350 it can again rally back towards this 77 78 or 60 sorry 67 68 kind of a level. Now this has exactly that thing happen. I said below 30.10 sell, but above 30.50 sorry 63 point below 63.10 sell and above 63.50 buy. So we can see that actually what happened in crude oil is that it defended 63.50, and actually there was a bounce, again came to the mid Bollinger, possibly will take support here and go. So this is the line I mentioned, that this line should hold for a bounce. So actually this held. Now these are the global asset classes. Now if I talk about Nifty first, and let me discuss about Nifty first. Nifty today looks very directionless. And don't worry, today class will be a little bit different, because I will discuss about how to take a trade with stop loss also. So that part I will also tell you with few examples that few have requested. So this is the sector chart. This dark blue line is the Nifty. You can see that Nifty has been down over a period of last maybe since beginning of May, and a lot of sector outperformed it, including the metal sector. But in very last 4 5 days, everything has been falling. Even the metal had a very drastic fall. So, how many of you actually saw this message of mine? So, I message this to all of you that let me show you the message of Monday night. So I will show you in the TMP. I will I posted it into the club also. If you look at it, I will show you the message that I am mentioning. Not here. Okay. Just a second. In the club, I will show you the message. So let me search sugar. My post. And this post was liked by a lot of people. So I remember that this post was liked by almost 15, 16 people. Or 15, 16 of you. Just a second. Lot of chart oriented posts, but before that, sugar post. Yeah, this is the thing. And see, almost 16 of you, 17 of you had liked. If you are a trader, this was Monday morning, 4 days ago. Metal, steel, and sugar stocks are flavor of the season. Of course, they are running up, but they may run up even more. No one knows. But periodic partial profit booking never hurts. Less than 0.1% people will time the top. So be rational, be proactive. So this was a clear message for all of you to book the profit. Now, I gave it that day. I will show you how I saw how the stocks behaved after that, because because you all of you know that for all of the club members and the TMP members, I gave the in this Friday session only the steel stocks entry around this level. Now I gave exit call around this level, around this level. Okay, after this particular day, I gave an exit call, and if you see from 758 to 679, so stocks were down close to 15-16%. Tata Steel, any stock, Vedanta. So this was a blanket call to book profit. You can see how it has fallen from 1236 to 1114. It has fallen 12-14%. Jindal Steel and Power, Uh, so my profit booking call was after this candle. So 487 to 389, almost 20 more than 20% fall. So you could have saved yourself from this fall if you had booked some profit. And why I gave you this, because I always look at all the global markets. Okay. So what I was noticing is that I will show you the sugar future. Let me show you. Uh, so see, this is the sugar futures. Okay. So what I was able to see was that sugar was not no more moving upwards. Okay. Sugar was actually correcting. If I talk to you about wheat, see the same pattern. They were not going up. They were getting resisted. So, and after this candle actually happened, I was convinced that there may be correction coming in all commodities. Initially, it is coming in wheat, sugar, all these agri commodities, but they may actually rub off into the metal commodities. And though the metals were not falling that much, I will show you how copper actually did. Okay, so copper comics, you see. So copper comics was not making a top, but I was quite convinced after seeing this red candle that there can be a pullback. And you see Only after Monday, all these four candles happened, and actually market actually failed 20-15% kind of a level. Okay, so it is very important when you are trading something to look at all the commodity asset classes when you are trading commodity stocks like sugar, like copper like Hind copper, the metals. You need to look at this universe also to understand that when a fall may be coming. And this was the reason I gave you this message that a high time that partial profit booking can be done. Now, a lot of people are having metal stocks. So let me take the metal index in detail. This is Nifty metal. See, these are the normal corrections that happen in an up move. Okay. Now, personally, I am not bearish about this. Though someone asked me that, sir, can it fall? Yes, it can fall to 4850. But as long as it stays above 4850, I think this is metal cycle will go on, and possibly we will see a lot of up move going forward if 4850 on the downside is protected, okay, in the metal index. So we will see all those stocks which have dropped 20-30%, 20 or 15%, they may actually rise by 30, 40, 50% if this 4850 is protected. There can be some partial dip, but we will re-enter once price starts again trading above 4850. Okay, so this is for a medium term or a longer term people who are not perturbed with 50-20% kind of a move, because they might have bought the metal index somewhere around 2000, if suppose something around. So he has already made his money 3x, okay, in many stocks. So he would be sitting 15-20% correction may not hurt him. But again, partial profit booking was actually needed when I mention it. See, I cannot tell you book profit. Okay, you have to understand my and I normally my all of my posts are having 3-4 likes, and this saw 15 17 likes. I am pretty sure that every a lot of people notice this, and a lot of people actually booked profit. So I will give you always, I will keep giving you hints about that, what to do, what not to do. Keep a tab on if you were a long exiting the long. Now, if I am talking about uh, Nifty indices, let me go to the Nifty first. So this is the Nifty index. See, look at this index. So earlier it was trading more on the lower side. Now what has happened starting that the cases are coming down from 4 lakh odd levels. Cases are coming down right now to 3 lakh 30,000, 34,000. Most importantly, I will show you Worldometer. Just a second. Let us wait. Yeah. So here we will see that the Indian active cases are not going up anymore. Okay. So let me shut down the Telegram right now. Little bit less pressure on the net. In that case, yeah. Yeah. So waiting for the Indian numbers. So in the meanwhile, look at the Nifty. See, for a lot of time, RSI is stuck at 50. See, 45, 55, 45, 58 is not going anywhere. So from Feb I would say Feb end, 16, 17 Feb, we are stuck. And right now we are, for good thing, stabilizing above the mid Bollinger mainly. So presently 14,500 becomes a very crucial support, especially the mid Bollinger in the daily chart, that is 14,630. But with a 100-point cushion, this level becomes a very crucial level. Okay, now this website, why it is getting so slow, I don't know. Anyways, uh, let me go to the other website. I will show you. Yeah, this website is yet not reflected. Okay, anyways, if you can see, the active cases are actually coming down. Active cases are coming down. Yesterday there were 3 lakh 40,000 kind of cases, but more than that, people got cured. So how the curve happens is like this. So if we see the global trend, none of the waves lasted more than 4 to 5 months in any country. Okay, so we are already 3 months into it. So possibly we have started the decline of the COVID thing. Okay, the COVID wave happens like this. Okay, it comes down and then fall is sharp. Now we have crossed the peak cases, peak active cases. Now the active cases have started coming down. We are at this phase. So maybe within a couple of weeks, we will be in a situation where the active cases will be less than 30 lakhs maybe, or less than 25 lakhs. We may reach this situation, because this has been the nature of the pandemic in all the countries. If you see, yeah, this website. Hopefully this opens. I can show you the graph, because this will give you a very good understanding, and this graph is very correlated to the market. Okay. See, daily new cases, you can see a top around 400K is being formed, right? It is coming down. And now the active cases number, I will show you. See, active cases has topped out. They started coming down. Okay, so the moment the active case starts coming down, what will happen is that as less people are being infected, are remaining infected, the propensity of increasing infection will come down, and it drops very fast actually. So possibly it will drop within a month, in a situation where there won't be more than 40, 50,000 cases. And I'm hoping that will happen, that within a month we will be in a situation where no more than 40, 50,000 cases would be there. And economy will again start displaying that. And that's why, if you can see, Nifty is trying to stay above this range. Now, one sector which is very, very weak, that is Nifty Bank. And it looks really weak, I would say. See, it has come down again. This 32,000 is a good support. 31,800 gone. It will again go to 30,690 or even lower. So this is not a good sign, and I don't know how things would be managed. Either this will have a breakout from here, or Nifty will fall, because Bank Nifty has almost 30-35% weightage to the market. Now let us discuss sectors one by one. Okay, so Nifty, Bank Nifty we have seen. Now Nifty Metal. Okay, weekly chart I will go, and I will go for every chart a weekly chart. See, from a weekly point of view, Nifty Metal has not corrected a lot. What you can see here is that, let the credentials now. It has still closed above 5-week high EMA. Okay, so 1-2 week of this kind of price action may happen when it will come maybe towards this level. It can come to a level of 4,700 also. But once it starts staying above this 5-day high EMA again, 5-week high EMA again, there can be a very strong rally in Nifty Metal. Nifty Bank is weak. Nifty Pharma is showing signs of popping out. Okay. So there was a pin bar, a probable shooting star. So we have to watch very carefully what Pharma does. Okay. Nifty, Nifty Metal I showed you. Nifty Auto also. If you can see, still below mid Bollinger, I told that this can break out, but now it seems that it can go downside also. I don't know. Nifty is looking bullish, but why the sectors are not looking bullish? Okay, only sector that looks good is Nifty FMCG. Let me show you all the sectors, you will understand. See, Nifty IT is also just at support. I don't know whether it will bounce from here, but it is just at support. Last week it went to the upper 5-week high EMA. This week it has come down just at support. Okay, so only sector that presently looks nice is the Nifty FMCG. Okay, Nifty FMCG. This looks like an ascending triangle. There has been quite a bit of consolidation. Yeah, exactly. One time it was closed, but once Nifty Metal closes above this 35,400 kind of a level, that is 2% from here, it can really have a very strong up move. Now, which stocks look very good in the universe? First is Tata Consumer Products. And I am not discussing Nestle because a 16,000, 17,000 rupees stock is not a cup of tea for everyone. Okay. So Tata Consumer, if I look at the weekly chart, let me expand a little bit. I posted this chart in the club and in all the TMP groups. See, I personally think if 620 is defended, it can over 3-4 weeks can go to 720 kind of a level. So it has been doing all this for a while. See, so it has been doing this for a while. So it has a 61.8% pullback. Tata Consumer has taken support going up. Another important stock is Colgate. Now, if it sustains above 1570, see, it looks a structure like going up. Okay, this is a Colgate Global, Colgate India. Let me open. Okay, so this is the Colgate Palmolive India. This looks like a range breakout if it sustains above 1570. Remember this level 1570. If it sustains above 1570, it can again go towards 1675. Not a huge move, but okay, for a FMCG company, 6-7% is good enough. Hind Unilever, on the contrary, doesn't look beautiful at this moment. Okay, I'm confused about Hindustan Unilever. So if I'm talking about Hindustan Unilever, you see, okay, I can tell you that this mid Bollinger in weekly chart is acting as a support 2322, but there is no direction. So I'm not sure. So if it sustains below 2320, it can comes to this 174 also. Right now, this level of 2442 is a good enough resistance acting as a many a time. Okay. So two stocks, I'd say Tata Consumer and another is the uh, another is the Colgate Palmolive. The third stock, which I don't like to discuss, but today it is now looking that it is possibly see if it stays above this 214.15 region, it can go towards 226, 27, and this is a market heavyweight. If it moves, market will move. Okay, for next week, this stock is very important. Larsen and Toubro. Okay, I have mentioned this in both the club and everything. This stock looks to me breaking out, and I have posted about this in club and TMP both. That this is a stock which seems to be in a position that it will be one of the heavyweights if Nifty has to go up. It it can actually be one of the leaders. Okay. Now let me look at Reliance because heavyweight but silent for a lot of days. Okay. See, very flat. You cannot predict anything. So you cannot predict anything. Market is flat, but I still think there is a slight a bit of bullish bias, but everything will depend on this. If this stays above mid Bollinger, it will move up. It will, along with this, carry the global market if Dow Jones move up. But if it stays below mid Bollinger, then Nifty may again start trading below 14,600. Everything is a moving situation. Like unlike other weeks, I don't have a lot of stocks which I can give you and tell you that okay, see, these stocks will do good. And if you remember last week, whichever stocks we discussed actually did not have that breakout that we expected. The stocks we discussed in between week actually did better. Let me show the best stocks that we actually discussed. So this was given to everybody. So there should be no grievance from either club or anybody that this was not given. So UPL was posted uh, with a target of 665. The top was 670, 764.40. Uh, this is even in my Twitter also. I posted this. I I am showing you the Twitter post because it is easier for me to retrieve the Twitter. So if I show you the Twitter, so if I show you my Twitter, uh, so so this is so this is the post I gave. I will show you the post that about 675, and this is in the club also. About 675, it could go to 784, and look at the how the chart actually looked like. Okay, the chart looked like this. This happened, so it was given to everybody. If you have not traded, I really feel bad for you. Okay, now this was also given BHEL. Okay, so BHEL was given in both club and TMP. That on the day I said that it is breaking out, but possibly above 60, better buy. Now see, from 63 to 77, a stock goes in 3 days. Okay, so that is 26, 22, 23% return, or yeah, 22, 23% return. So obviously, see, if I buy something moving forward, I always tell you, if you buy something, maybe you buy 1,000 shares here, it moves up 3% for any stock. Okay, for any stock, you if you buy here, book at 3% the 3% movement, the 500 stocks. Okay, out of 1,500, you book at 3% move. Now I don't know whether it will go like this or it will turn from here. This is impossible for me to know. You understand? Though I in this case and again I'm showing the Twitter because I also tweeted about it also, but I posted it into the club also. I will show you the original message. So just a second. See, SBI also I gave to all of you, and SBI also rallied. From here to SBI also rallied this week. Anyways, let us go to BHEL. This was LT, that was, yeah, this was BHEL. Okay. No, this was KSCL. Okay, BHL. Let me show you. Yeah, this was BHEL. So this was how BHEL did. Okay, so I told you that it would be. Let me search BHEL. I will show you in the club itself. The club also I posted. See, I don't post all the stocks in the Twitter. So Twitter is somewhere. What happens is that if I post something in Twitter, occasionally I post few things in Twitter. Okay, I don't suppose I wanted to put here something. I want to post something on Whale. So let me show you the exact post, and that's why I'm doing this hard work. So if I'm posting 10 stocks in TMP, I try to put uh, 7 or 8 in BA in club, because I don't get time, because it is not that I don't want to put, because I don't get time to put, because there are so many questions coming from the my TMP students that I'm not able to answer post everything, because market moves very fast. So if I'm putting 10 stocks in TMP, generally I will put 7 or 8 into the club, and out of that 3 or 4 maximum I would do it. So uh, yeah, so BHEL, I will show you the exact post. Okay, you will understand how precisely I told about the levels. Uh, Not here. So where did I give? Telegram. I will prolong the session by 6-7 minutes, because we started 6-7 minutes late. Okay. BHEL. BHEL. Wait, let me search. Stock ideas. Yes. See, I mentioned that BHEL previous post was this. I said that 6063 is crucial, above 6063, 6975. So I posted in the club also. Maybe not in the platform, but in the Telegram group. Now, see, if you had bought here 500 share, you book at 3 to 4% or 3% maybe clearly. The rest 500 share, as the stock goes up, you book 10% with every 2-3% move, and keep your stop loss trailing. So suppose initially at 63, if you had bought, your stop loss was 3% lower than 63. The moment you book 3%, at 3% you book 50%, your stop loss has come to your buying price. Now next what happens is that uh, uh, if the stock goes up more, you keep on part booking, and you keep on actually lifting your stop loss. Why I am telling this? Let me show you. And this I could not give into the club, but I am taking the example KRBL. A lot of people made money in the KRBL. Okay, so see, when KRBL had this breakout, I gave the KRBL stock. What happened? I gave it when it was 227, it went to around 243, which is around 6%. Now tell me, had you not booked profit, had you expected a move like BHEL, you would be in loss now. As a trader, you don't know that if the stock is going to go 20%, 30%, 40%. My simple idea is if you had bought at 227 at 3% move, that is at 235, 236, sell out 50%. And for the rest, your stop loss is buying price. And now it moves up another 3%. Your stop loss is now at 235, and you have already booked 10-15% more. So 35% quantity is remaining. Now when it pulls back at 235, you book everything. So this is the method you have to inculcate. You may be at times very frustrated looking at moves like this. Uh, and you think that, okay, why cannot I, is there any method I can catch this kind of a move? I buy at 468, sell at 465. That is not actually required. You have to understand that is actually not required. Why not required? Because every week, every day, you will be getting good trades. And see, it you buy from here, it is not necessary to sell here because you don't know if the stock would go to this. There could be have been a scenario, and have been many stocks which might have gone this much and fallen. How do you know it is going to go this much? You don't know, and that's why you keep on part booking. Now, suppose by the time you reach here, your everything is gone. The stock again goes into consolidation, and sometimes it breaks out, you re-enter again. So don't feel bad for booking profit early. Okay, profit book is never hurts. Profit book never hurts. Please remember, profit book never hurts. So always try to book profit as the stock goes up. Okay, now for this kind of move, I will teach you a method that may, because last time you was listening that, okay, the metal sector is in a great move. So in such a scenario, when there is a talk in the market, okay, metal sector is having a great move, or sugar sector is having a great move, how to capture that move, I will discuss a method here. Okay, now another stock which we did very well, that KSCL, that is Kaveri seed. Okay, I don't think I gave it into the club. I'm sorry for that. So my buy call was given into the TMP here, 627. It went to 800. Okay, it was a great move. Okay, uh, so these are the key stocks that I gave. Apart from that, I gave Larsen, okay, which actually moved up. Moved up. Still not that quantity, only 3-4%, but still. SBI, which actually initially moved up 4-5% on that particular from. So I gave it here. Okay, it went to 4-5% higher than that. Yeah, I'm talking about uh, also. I talked about Voltas. Okay, so see, I talked about here, and Voltas broke out and it went to 1026. See, because of this kind of move, it is always important to book some profit. You never know if the stock is breaking out, it will have a vertical move or it will come down. And that's why it is always important to book profit. And that's why I always ask people to book profit, because I don't know how the stock will. Because one of the TMP members called me, sir, about the Hindalco. Let me show the exact example what he faced. What happened here is that uh, uh, he bought Hindalco, I think around 372. It went to 385, and then it came. So his trailing stop loss was hit. So he called me, sir, what can I do? Because now I see Hindalco going to 420, 425. I said, why do you bother? There are so many stocks, and even if you are interested about Hindalco, in the breakout of when it is happening, buy again. If you, even if you have book profit, and so what if you are buying at 389? Now it is a fresh breakout buying and this is moving up. That is fine. But it is always important to book profit because you don't know if stock will go here and come back, or stock will behave like this and come back like this. So profit is a very important thing in the market, and as a trader you always need to preserve profit. If you cannot preserve profit, then your account would never grow. You will see nominal 5% gain, and this kind of fall will happen. And 423 to where it came, 370, how much correction? Almost in 12%. Now this is in a very good support zone. So it's in a very good support zone. Okay, so possibly we might have, see, it can again fall. I don't know if the US market fall, but it was a golden opportunity around this. And you book profit only that when these golden opportunities come, you can buy near this trend line with a small stop loss. And see, it did not even go 1% below this level and it went up. So that's how trading goes on. So I will start taking questions for 10-15 minutes from now. So all who have might have put questions, it is not possible to go back or to back and ask see all the questions, clear the backlog. It is better that whatever question will be asked from just now, I will start answering them one by one. And I showed you that how you need to look at the market. Okay, so at the below, mid cap and small cap index again have created kind of a top. Nipun Madanji. So I have seen them. I'm not going to it. Godrej Consumer has broken out like hell. So I cannot know that how far it can go. It has had a sharp rally, sir. India Hotel View, very good. I was drawing that chart only. When see, I have posted stock Cipla for next week. I will show that also. Indian Hotel, I think. Indian Hotel. Yeah, Indian Hotel. Kind of inverse head and shoulder I can see. So possibly if sustains above 317, 118, it has broken out and pulled back. Okay. Now above 117, 118, if it stays, it can go to 134 level. So as things are trying to open up due to, after COVID, this may see a rise. Okay. But below 117, 18, no trade on the long side. Another stock, Cipla, that I had drawn. I had posted that in your club and TMP also. See, this is the Cipla. It looks to me a flag breakout, and possibly I am expecting if it can sustain about 926 or 950, it can go to around 1150. It is possible for a stock like Cipla. Okay. Now, individual stocks, please don't request me, because any stock query I can address later. Okay, I can address later. Here we are talking about the methods. Okay. So 5 EMA high low, this is a very regular question I get. I explain in every class. See, when market is steadily, market is consistently closing above 5-day high EMA, we generally hold our long position. And similarly, for a stock, let me show Bata. Bata is fallen. Yeah, so a stock consistently closing below 5-day low EMA, we hold our short position for quite a long time. But when stock is closing within this band, this is more of an option sellers market. I'm not going into derivatives, but this is not a high momentum market. So to understand the momentum of the market, I use 5-day high and low EMA. India VIX for trading. Sir, India VIX, if it goes up more than 5%, what will happen is that there is generally a sharp fall into the market. As simple as that. Okay. So in 95% of the cases, if we see if the VIX goes up more than 5%, there is a fall in the market. Apart from that, VIX is a very great subject. If you want to learn more about VIX, you have to join option classes of Chetan Panchamiya sir. You can talk with Arpan regarding this. Uh, he is a better person to answer all this VIX related question. IT sector is consolidation mode, sir. It can bounce back. If Nifty has to run up, IT sector can be one of the key element while going up. Realty sector view. Okay, realty sector. I will tell you. I gave the sector of DLF here this week as a trading call, and it went up. I gave it when this breakout happened. See, it went to 272, 4% move, very nice. But after that, see what happened. How can you deal with it? It doesn't look bullish, sir. It doesn't look bullish because you have to understand, realty sector is going to get a very bad shape because all the steel, the cement, the paints, everything is getting pricier. So is everything is getting pricier, and lands they have already purchased, okay, and all the raw materials are getting pricier. How will the builders make money? It is very difficult for builders to make money. And you know what will happen? All those unfinished or half semi-finished projects now face a challenge that whether they will get completed or not, because a builder has uh, sold a flat per unit maybe in 70 lakhs. His cost was around 55 lakh. Now he sees his cost escalated to 75 lakh. How will he complete? So all the finished projects, which are ready to move projects, will see in real estate terms price going up, but very few people would be interested into the semi-finished projects, and semi-finished projects which have a uh, uh, bulk of the deals done, and yet they are not constructed. They will find a very difficult way to be finished. A real tragedy for people who have invested their whole life saving for a house and it's not getting completed. It is a very tragic situation. But this inflationary pressure that is going on globally, it is a bit of a demand side, more of a supply side. See, a mine is operating, there are 1,000 workers, 50 gets COVID, mine gets shut for 15 days. Globally, the supply chain is actually spoiled. Like, if you think of the poor farmers, what is happening is that in all the countries, not only in India, because I will show you the monthly chart of sugar, you will understand how things have happened with the agri commodities. So look at this. So sugar, if you look at, no, this is the CFDs for sugar. This is a company, okay. Sugar future, I want to see sugar. Okay, so this is sugar future. See, no, this is not sugar. Sugar futures. Just a second. Mm, This is sugar future. Okay, front hunt. So you can see the kind of rise it has seen from $17 to $30. Unbelievable due to COVID. Okay. Now let me show you wheat futures. Okay. See the kind of rise it has seen, almost doubled. Corn. Every country is facing this, and poor countries there will be social unrest in few months if people are not vaccinated. This is not clear. See, this is a corn is a staple in many countries. Like wheat and paddies, that thankfully paddy prices are not going up. If I talk about rough rice futures, they have not gone up. Thankfully they have not gone up, but every other commodity has gone up. So what does it tell? Because their supply chain is spoiled, the chain is spoiled, and farmers are not able to take their produce to the market, and there are not enough buyers in the mandis who would take this from farmer and bring into the local consumer market. So the supply chain globally is actually, it is in a bad shape. Goods are not moving, and that's why there is scarcity, and food will become luxury item in many poor countries, and even in certain parts of India also, because the COVID is actually spoiling the supply chain globally. It is happening everywhere. So from that point of view, we can understand the kind of inflation pressure we may face. And in inflationary environment, actually companies do good because the margin actually increases. Sad part, but well, when we are going to trade, we have to understand what is going to do well and what is going to do badly. Rice stocks have not risen that much. Okay, rice stocks only risen a little bit, Trivedi ji, Paurik, because rice had rallied for a couple of days. I showed you only rice is not rising. All other commodities are rising, and that's why you can see Tata Coffee. See the rally in Tata Coffee. Tata Coffee. All Tata Coffee. Look at Tata Coffee. See the kind of rally it is having because the coffee prices. So everything is going up. Only the thankfully rice prices are not going up. Otherwise, half of the nation would, half of the global population would starve. Thankfully, rice prices are not going up. See, I indicators are for me to understand the momentum of the stock. Vishal Singh, sorry, who asked this? Sukumar Ramanujanji. To understand the momentum of the stocks. So these are the indicators that I use. So when I take class, I actually get a time to explain like each indicator in detail, which is very difficult in a setup like this. But uh, entering a stock that I provide is based on the levels breakout or pullback to a certain level. Now, uh, this is the last question I am taking, and I will T stock Rahul Thakurji. I have already told Tata Consumer Products, which is which was the Tata Tea earlier. Okay, so last question, Arun Augustine ji, I am taking yours. So please share some insights into how trade during result season. Sir, result season is a uh, event-driven trading. So these have special methodologies. These are not that you get a particular pattern and trade according to that. So this result driven strategy, Chetan Panchamiya ji is again good at it. You can contact him. He is in the club also. You can tag him. So you may get help from him. But I personally don't give trades around a stock when it is near result. I give stocks which are not near results. Okay. So that's it. Have a great weekend. Have a great week ahead. I will obviously post all the trades in the that all the stocks that will come as a breakout or in a particular level in the club and the TMP. Stay connected. Try to be part booking. Make profit. Make money and take care of your family. Stay safe. And I wish that I meet all of you again in a healthy and very nice condition next week. Thanks. thanks all of you. Thanks for attending the session. Thanks to everybody, all of you. Thank Arun Augustine ji. Thank everybody. So Arun Augustine ji is saying regarding the stop loss and profit booking, it was a good experience. Thanks for that. And thank you. Thank you.